Hey, so I just wanted to share something kind of cool that happened today. I took on a new position working with families. For context, I'm a social worker by trade or for my 9 to 5. And so I met a family today, and I've only met them once in what is called a warm handoff. And a warm handoff is basically like, I'm a professional that's leaving and you're about to start services with another professional. I'm going to introduce you in person to this next professional so that you can see them and experience them, and you can introduce yourselves and what have you. And so that occurred last week, and the stakes are pretty high with this family that I'll be working with, and I carry a lot of weight in this case. So anyway, I pull up to meet them now for the second time, and their case is officially on my caseload. And the little child, the kiddo, says, "Hi, Lakeitha." And it's so interesting because in the initial warm handoff, I was doing a lot of observing, and that particular kiddo, I only interacted with their sibling. I only met that kiddo for seconds. And the fact that they were so excited to see me indicates that the former professional, the former social worker, spoke of me well, and the guardian also spoke of me well in preparing the children that I will now be in their lives. And it also reminded me of when I went to my dad's side of the family. I went to visit my sister. They live in Florida, and I had met the littlest one when he was 3, and he's so adorable and so cute. Anyway, this is 5 years later or whatever, and I pull up with my sister to her daughter's house where she's got a bunch of kids, and the little boy is like, "Hi, Grandma, hi, Grandma," and they're like, "Auntie Key." And all of my nieces and nephews, despite never really having been around me, all call me Auntie Lakeitha, all hug me as a standard greeting. And this only occurs, I know, because my sister speaks so highly of me when I'm not around, and has been speaking of me highly, I assume, for years while I'm not around, so that the family, or I guess my family, my dad's side of the family, knows who I am despite my absence, right? Similar to this social work situation, it's clear that I was spoken of highly in my absence, and it really begs the question, how are we speaking about people when they're not present? Because it really does show, and the absent person certainly can ascertain what's being said behind closed doors, depending on how people introduce themselves or greet them. And I think it's just a wonderful reminder of, how do I talk about people, me, myself, Lakeitha, 3+Kei, how do I talk about people behind closed doors, especially when I know that the people I'm talking about behind closed doors are going to meet my friends or my family or other professionals. And if we're giving grace, right, like maybe we don't think our word really holds that much weight, but I would gather that our word holds more weight than we think, right? And for those of us that are believers, gossip is a big no-no. It's kind of like indicative of a tarnished heart. Do you know that you would already be thinking so negatively about a person, and to add insult to injury, you're also going to speak negatively to another person about this person, therefore potentially affecting outcomes when really, you could have said nothing. And I would say if you want to warn somebody about another person, be it professionally or personally, just state facts. This is a thing that happened, but always be mindful too about the impact of what you're saying. But anyway, I just wanted to share. I thought it was so cute. And she was like, "Hi, Lakeitha," and it made me feel good. It made me appreciate my coworker, and it really showed a lot about her character and the mom's character, that they were speaking well of me behind my back, and it's going to just make this process a lot smoother. In summary, be kind. Be kind on purpose. It's a fruit of the Spirit that we should, if we don't hold it, because not everyone is naturally kind, right? That's a fact of the matter. However, when the Lord gave us the ability to be these things, generous and kind and loving and joyful, to have self-control, a tempered tongue when talking about others, when He gave us these tremendous gifts, we're meant to lean on Him to make sure that we get the most squeeze out of that orange. So if you're not a naturally kind person, just lean on the Lord. Ask Him to help you. Ask the Holy Spirit to course through your body and pulsate this kindness or joy or what have you. At any rate, I am 3+Kei. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm here to encourage you to prioritize the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. And I'll talk to you guys later.